Annabel Karmel and I'm in my kitchen in London. And I want to show you how easy it is to make fresh food for your baby. So I'm going to be showing you some recipes from my new book, 100 Top Baby Purees. So what's wrong with baby food in a jar anyway? Well, take a look at this and look at the expiry date. Now this is designed to last for 2 years past the date of purchase. But that's not exactly the fresh that you intended to feed your baby. And that's not the worst of it, because food like this is bland and tasteless. And how are you going to get your baby to enjoy eating food if they start off with food that has no taste to begin with? So I'd like to show you what are the best first foods for your baby. Well, I like to start off with root vegetable purees because they're naturally sweet. And babies are used to sweet taste because breast milk is sweet. So something like sweet potato makes wonderful first baby food. Or butternut squash, or carrots, or potato. Something about potato that worries people is that when you actually puree potato in a blender, it comes out really sticky because you break down the natural starches and they come all glutinous. So it's worth getting something like this, which is called a baby food mill. When you puree the potato in here, it comes up all nice and soft, but without being sticky. And this is also good for foods like dried apricots or peas, which have like tough outer husks. Now what I like to do with something like a sweet potato is to steam it, because by steaming you preserve the nutrients. So what I do is cut up the sweet potato, pop it in here and cook it for about 12 to 15 minutes until it's soft, and then puree it in a blender. And you don't need to be cooking every day, because what you can do is you can freeze your puree in ice cube trays like these. So you can freeze about 8 or 10 portions for your baby, then cover them with a lid, and you've got your own delicious but very good quality baby food, not with any thickeners or additives, and you know exactly what's gone into it. Now when you come to fruits, the best first fruits to your baby are apples and pears because they're easy to digest and they're unlikely to provoke any allergies in your baby. And these are very easy to cook. And what you can do is, when you freeze your apple and you freeze your pear, if you want to make combinations, you can take 1 frozen cube of apple, 1 frozen cube of pear, heat it in a saucepan or in a microwave until it's really quite hot, stir it, let it cool down, and then you've got apple and pear puree for your baby. And you can do that with lots of different combinations like carrot and apple, butternut squash and pear, so you can mix and match things together. Now one of these is avocado. Avocado is fantastic because this is full of really good fats, and babies need fats in their diet because they grow more rapidly in their first year than any other time in their life. And this is full of monounsaturated fats, which are very good for us. And another good no-baby puree is banana. What you can do is mix and match again. For example, banana and avocado actually go really well together for babies. Or something like papaya, that makes fantastic no-cook baby food. So I hope this has given you the inspiration to go into the kitchen and make fresh baby food for your baby. Not only is it the best quality baby food, but you're doing yourself a favor because in the end, if you start with fresh food and then you try and get your child onto family food, it's a much easier transition than if you were to give bland processed purees for a whole year and then try and get them to eat the food you're giving the rest of your family, because they're not used to the fresh taste of foods. So this is the best way to start your baby onto a good diet.
Parenting tips. Making homemade baby food is easier than you think, and it's healthy for your baby. Nutritionists recommend starting your baby with root vegetable purees because they are naturally sweet and babies are used to sweet taste from breast milk. So, your first baby purees can be potatoes, sweet potato, carrots, or butternut squash. Here are a few easy steps to fresh, healthy baby food. Cut the vegetables of your choice into squares. Steam them for 12 to 15 minutes until soft. Puree in a blender and it's ready. You don't have to cook every day. Simply freeze the pureed food in an ice cube tray and thaw only what you need for each meal. You can steam and puree many fruits and vegetables. You can even mix them to give your baby a variety of flavors. The best first fruits for your baby are apples and pears because they are easy to digest and are not likely to provoke any allergies. If you give your baby fresh purees, he is likely to transition more easily to foods your whole family eats.
Hi, I'm Annabel Karmel and I'm in my kitchen in London. It's back to school time and that means back to packing lunchboxes. And I've got 3 children, so I know what a daily grind it can be. And how many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches can you actually make before even you get bored with making them? So in my new book, Favourite Family Meals, I've got some great ideas for having something a little bit different but tasty and nutritious in your child's lunchbox that won't be returned to sender. So here are some of my ideas in the book. Throwing something onto a skewer or a straw is a really good tip because children want something that's quick and easy to eat. But my favourite thing to put in my child's lunchbox and something they really love is my turkey pasta salad with a honey soy sauce vinaigrette. Now this you've got to try. So I'm going to show you how to make my favourite turkey pasta salad. Now I've cooked up some pasta already and I'm just going to chop some turkey, and you can probably buy this in your local supermarket or deli. Some nice turkey breast. Or you can make your own chicken. You can pop chicken breast into some stock and just poach it in the stock. It's really nice and very tender if you do that. So you can make this with chicken or turkey, depending on what you like. But it's quick and easy if you buy it in the supermarket. So I'll pop that into the bowl, nice cooked turkey, and we mix that together with the cooked pasta. Then I'm going to take some scallions and just slice these thinly. I think pasta salads are a great way of having something a little bit different than a sandwich because it gives your child carbohydrate and vegetables and protein all in one meal. Especially nice when it's hot because sometimes the bread gets really kind of hard and stale. Whereas this keeps lovely and moist. And what you can do is you can put the dressing into a separate container so your child can pour over the dressing just before eating it so it doesn't go all soggy. Pop the scallions in there. And then I steamed a little bit of broccoli just until it's just tender but not soft. So it's got this lovely bright green colour. Then I've got some canned sweet corn, which I'll pop in there, and some halved cherry tomatoes. And then, if you want to, it's optional, but I've got some toasted sesame seeds. And to toast these, you just toast them in a dry frying pan, you don't need any oil. I think they add a really nice flavour. And then, my secret ingredient is my delicious dressing, which children absolutely love. Now for that, you take 3 tablespoons of light olive oil, a tablespoon of soy sauce, and 2 tablespoons of honey. Really nice, kind of sweet and sour. It's really lovely. It goes really well with pasta and vegetables. My children really love this. And then just a little bit of lemon juice into that. Okay. Very quick, very easy to make. Now you could make this the night before. You don't have to do it in the morning. We're all rushing around trying to get our children out of bed. No, I don't want to get up, Mummy, I'm too tired. It's all like that in my house. So you don't want to be fiddling around with this in the morning. So make this the night before. And then we just dress it. Well, we would dress it if we're going to eat it straight away. Or we might dress it later and put it in a separate container for our kids to dress it. Toss that all together. Look at those wonderful colours. And it tastes just as good as it looks. Let me just try this piece of turkey here. Oh, so good. We've got to try that one. It's really good. It's so nice. So there you have it. It's quick, simple, and wonderfully nutritious. And not just for a child's lunchbox, but it makes a great meal for the whole family.
Parenting tips. Between 9 and 18 months, your baby will learn how to feed herself. Here's how to encourage her. At 9 months, you'll notice your baby holding the bottle longer or move on to a training cup. She will enjoy smearing foods and be happy trying to use utensils. Let your baby experiment with utensils, but make sure they are plastic coated and baby safe, so that she doesn't hurt herself. To encourage your baby to feed himself, give him mashed foods like peas or beans, or lumpy foods like oatmeal, which are easy for him to eat. At around 1 year of age, your baby may start picking food off your plate and exploring self-feeding. At this stage, you can offer your baby finger foods and training cups. He might spill some, but that's all part of learning. If your baby is walking already, he might not sit still at dinner time. Yet try to include your baby at all your meals and encourage his exploration.
Hi, I'm Annabel Karmel, and I'm in my kitchen in London. Now, they say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it's true because you won't have eaten for about 12 hours, and so you need to kickstart your brain. And I love to make muffins for breakfast. Now, these are great. They're easy if your child's on the run and on the way to school, they can take them with them. And I'm going to show you how to make some apple and carrot muffins. These are one of my particular favorites. So I start off with some wholemeal flour, put that into a bowl. And I'm going to add here, we've got some non-fat milk powder, and to flavour it, some cinnamon, some ginger, pinch of salt, some granulated sugar, and some baking powder. So I'm going to pop that into the bowl and mix it all together. So those are your dry ingredients. Muffins are just so easy to make. So if you've never baked anything before, don't be afraid. And a good way to start is to make muffins. You don't even need a mixer to make this. Very easy. Then I'm going to crack 2 eggs. Okay, so I've got 2 eggs. And I'm going to add to that some vegetable oil and some granulated sugar. Just whisk that all together. And then I'm going to add to that as well the flavourings of some honey and maple syrup. I love the taste of maple syrup. And some pure vanilla essence. It's really worth buying the pure vanilla essence. It has a much nicer taste than the one with all the artificial ingredients. So mix that together well. And then I'm going to add my healthy bits, which are my grated carrot, full of vitamins, grated apple, put that all in there, stir that in. So as I say, really easy to make, no mixer, just simply mixing these 2 bowls together. Put that together now. And then I'm going to just add my raisins. Raisins are really good, they're full of iron, very good for your child. So you've got vegetables, fruit in there and wholemeal flour. And then you combine these together. Now the secret of a good muffin mix is actually not to mix it too well. It should be a bit lumpy when it goes into the oven. Because if you mix it too well, it tends to become quite heavy. So if you want a light muffin, just mix it until it's just combined, but not too much. So we can put all the honey in. So just get that in there. Okay, mix that together. Okay, this is going to make probably about 12 muffins. So very simple, that's it. I mean, the whole thing from start to finish take you less than 10 minutes. Then I'm going to get a muffin tray, which I have lined with some paper cases. What's nice about these muffins, why I like them particularly, is because they're very, very moist. And what makes them moist is the grated carrot and the grated apple. So you fill it till it's about 2/3 full. Because they're going to rise up because they've got baking powder in them. And that makes 12. I'm going to bake them in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes. They're going to be beautifully golden, absolutely divine.
Speed. Off yet.
Well, here they are, and they come up perfectly every time. They're really quick and easy to make, and they're nutritious, and they make the most perfect breakfast on the go for the whole family.
Parenting tips. What is the right age to introduce solid foods to your baby? Pediatricians' recommendations change from time to time. At the moment, baby experts recommend introducing solid foods to a baby who is 6 months old, can sit up, and has doubled his birth weight. Nutritionists recommend starting your baby with root vegetable purees because they are naturally sweet. The best fruits for your baby to eat first are apples and pears because they are easy to digest. It is a good idea to introduce one vegetable or fruit at a time, so it is easier to discover if your baby has any food allergies. Try each fruit or vegetable for 3 days in a row before switching to another. Cow's milk should be introduced later since it can be very allergenic. Eating from a spoon is very different from sucking, so your baby might need time to adjust. It is very likely that at first your baby will spit up everything. Be patient. Different children have different tastes, so just keep trying with different foods.
I've got 3 children, and if your children are anything like mine, they're going to eat more between meals than they do at meal times, which is extremely annoying. So I'm going to show you some healthy snacks from my book, Favourite Family Meals. And I think it's a really good idea to have something ready for them. Like when they come home from school, it's a great time because they're really starving. Why not make something like these really healthy carrot and apple muffins? Or a wrap. This is a chicken Caesar wrap. But I also want to show you some fun snacks. So I'm going to show you something to make with bagels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bagel in half. And then cut it in half again. And I've made up 2 toppings. You'll see on these bagel halves I've put some egg mayonnaise. That's just chopped hard-boiled egg with some mayonnaise, a little bit of white wine vinegar, and some salad cress or some alfalfa sprouts. And over here I've got a really tasty topping. It's very easy to make. It's tuna, which I've drained, and I've mixed it together with some yogurt and some tomato ketchup and some finely sliced scallions. You could use creme fraiche instead of Greek yogurt if you can find it. It's really good in that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these halved bagels, and I'm going to put on top of it this yummy tuna topping. Tuna's a really good nutritious food for children, and they tend to like it, so it's great in sandwiches. Okay. So this is where the fun starts, and you start to arrange the bagels in the shape of a reptile. So we're actually going to make these into the shape of a snake. So this is the snake's head, and this is the body. Right, and I'm just going to cut little piece of bagel here to make the tail. I'll put some more of that yummy tuna on top. Of course, you can make these as long as you want. It's also great party food for a party because kids love bagels. You can put that on there. Okay. And now to decorate it, we're going to take some cherry tomatoes, cut them in half, and pop them on to make it a spotted snake. Yeah. One more tomato here. Let's try those two together. And then for the egg mayonnaise, I'm going to take some chives and cut these into short lengths. Make little crosses egg mayonnaise. That's it. And then the finishing touch is the face. Don't forget which end is the face. That's the face. Okay, so you're gonna have two eyes over here, made with a stuffed olive. So you slice stuffed olives, put these on here. And then a forked tongue, which I've cut from a sweet pepper. Stick it here. And a little bit of celery leaf for the tail. And that literally takes a few minutes to put together, but that could be the difference between your child eating a bagel or not eating it, because presentation is so important to children. It's eye appeal. I mean, I don't know about you, but very often children just won't take the first mouthful. They say they don't like it, they actually haven't even tasted it, which is really frustrating for us. But if you make it look appealing, then you're much more likely to get your child to take the first taste. And that's very important, because sometimes they don't know what they like until they've tried it.
Subscribe now.